Sports psychologists work with coaches, athletes and teams to help them reach the highest levels of health and performance using a wide application of knowledge and a range of different techniques. Many modern sport and exercise psychologists have three roles that they fulfill: research, education and consultancy. Many people working as sport and exercise psychologists are also active in research. This means that they contribute to the profession by developing knowledge and new techniques. Research is important in sports psychology as it helps you to understand topics ranging from people responding to sports injuries to which methods are the most effective at helping athletes to improve their technique. Research is important in exercise psychology as it plays an important role in health settings, for example, examining how physical activity can improve mental health, or how children could be encouraged to be more active to combat childhood obesity levels. When sport and exercise psychologists have finished their research, their work might be published in journals. Sport and exercise psychologists often work in colleges teaching on programs such as BTEC Nationals in Sport and Exercise Sciences, or in universities teaching on degree programs such as Sport and Exercise Sciences, Sport and Exercise Psychology, or Applied Sport and Exercise Psychology. The purpose of this role is for the sport and exercise psychologists to help learners develop subject-specific knowledge and skills so that they can work with individuals in a sport and exercise psychology setting. Next is a consultancy role. Sport and exercise psychologists fulfill this role when they assess the psychological strengths and areas for improvement in different individuals, also used in different psychological skills of individuals and teams to try to enhance performance, help people manage lifestyle, help with injury rehabilitation, and conduct team building activities. These are just some of the ways in which sport and exercise psychology helps athletes and teams. Sport and exercise psychologists can also help with performance enhancement to help athletes reach peak performance. Peak performance in sport has received much attention recently, with athletes, coaches and sports scientists exploring lots of ways to help an athlete reach the highest possible level. In this part of a consultancy role, the sports psychologist helps the athlete to develop a range of psychological skills such as imagery, breathing activities and progressive muscular relaxation that can improve performance. These skills can help the athlete reduce things such as nervousness, tension or fear, as well as helping them to maintain key elements such as motivation and concentration. As an athlete, you must adopt a lifestyle that allows you to meet your personal and professional commitments. Athletes often make very positive lifestyle choices, including correct nutrition, getting plenty of rest and relaxing either by reading, watching the television and playing video games, or sometimes even playing another sport recreationally. However, athletes can make some bad lifestyle choices and may become addicted to things such as alcohol, drugs, gambling, as well as smoking or antisocial or unruly behaviour. One of the most important roles of a sport and exercise psychologist is to work with other professionals to help educate athletes about the danger of these choices and to help athletes to make the right lifestyle choices. Sport and exercise psychologists can work in sports clubs with athletes on lifestyle management, but they can also work for organisations such as the Sporting Chance Clinic to help athletes. Sport and exercise psychologists help individuals with similar lifestyle choices, sometimes working with smoking cessation professionals to help people to quit smoking, nutrition professionals to help people who suffer from weight and body image worries, fitness professionals to help people and maintain appropriate exercise routines. Next is injury rehabilitation. Sports psychologists can be very important during the injury period to help an athlete develop strategies to cope with their feelings and emotions. There's a 4-stage method which is used when working with athletes during the injury period and on their return to the competition. This is how it is made up. So the first stage is the building stage. This is where the sports psychologist listens to the athlete and how they feel about their injury so that they can develop a relationship and ensure that the athlete knows that help is available. Next is the education stage. The sport and exercise psychologist now works with the rest of the support team, such as a sports therapist, surgeon and biomechanist, to help the athlete understand what stage of the injury they are at and how to recover. As sport and exercise psychologists are not specialists in the physical, or physiological aspects of rehabilitation, they must work with other professionals to provide the best care for the athlete. Next is skill development stage. The sport and exercise psychologist helps the injured athlete to develop new psychological skills to assist with injury rehabilitation, or to help the athlete to transfer their current psychological skills to a sports injury rehabilitation setting. Finally is the practice and evaluation stage. This is important during injury rehabilitation because at this stage athletes practice the skills that they developed during the previous stage, and the sport and exercise psychologist monitors how well they are achieving their rehabilitation goal. During this stage, the sport and exercise psychologist should provide regular feedback and support and help the athlete to develop further psychological skills if necessary. Next is team building. Team building is an important role of a sports psychologist because high levels of team cohesion lead to high levels of performance. This role involves the sport and exercise psychologist helping each team member to understand how they can best benefit the team and where they fit in with the team, and helping people overcome barriers to a team cohesion such as injuries, players being transferred, and disagreements. So for example, a football team could work closely with a sports psychologist in the fact that when players are being transferred, the psychologist will have a chat with the players and they'll learn how to cope with the transferred player and how they can play differently to support each other in the way they all play, which will enable them to work together and get the best team performance they possibly can.